Hey, Shalom, brothers and sisters. It's Amaziah doing another video, and today I want to get on is how Esau, Esau-Edom is the Caucasian race. Now there's a lot of people that saying that Esau's Arabs. That's a lie, though. I mean, come on. I mean, yeah, people did videos about this already, but I'm gonna really get into it, because they say Esau's Arabs or the Caucasian man come from Japheth. That's a lie. So yeah, I'm show you right here. Yeah, look at this. As is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Then book of Jasher, Esau was a designing and deceitful man. Oh yeah, yup. Jasher, book of Jasher, chapter 26 verse 17. So yeah, I'm gonna go like this is it right here. It says to help the legacy of Esau-Edom, to help answer the question of who was Esau-Edom. The first necessary step is to examine the racial and genealogical history of Esau and his descendants. So I'm proved to you right here that it's telling you right here that Esau, who's Esau is. It says Esau was the firstborn of Isaac, and thus was heir to the birthright derived from the direct racial lineage of Adam to Noah to Abraham. Thus, Esau was racially an Adamite. Yeah, Adamite. Because, everybody came from Adam. A Shemite and a Hebrew. And it says, in a Hebrew, the racial stock of the white race, or so-called white race. See that right there? Racial stock of the white race, meaning their genealogy, the white race, they come from Esau, Edom, which means red. That's what it means. Even right here, it says, let me see. It says right here, it says, this book traces the life and destiny of Esau and his descendants, the Edomites, and their relationship to Jacob, Israel, to God, to historical and current events, and to other races, plus their place in prophecy and judgment. A main goal of this material is to reveal the plans and ways of God regarding the role of Esau and his descendants in the world. Thus, this book may well provide definitive answers to some of the world's most perplexing questions. So yeah, this is what this is about, So the so-called, Jewish people and the so-called white people are the same people, They're both Edomites. That's, Edom means red. It says the first revealing attribute associated with Esau-Edom in scripture is that of a color association with his name. Esau-Edom is symbolically associated with the color red. That's what it means. Edom means red. Esau was actually born with this attribute as it described in the account of his birth. In the first Esau came out red all over like a hairy garment. They call his name Esau. So yeah, here we find that Esau had the physical attribute of being red and hairy, which is contrast with Jacob's appearance, who was a plain man. Genesis 25:27. These red color of Esau, the red color of Esau was to be a sign that he would later sell his birthright to Jacob for some red pottage. Oh yeah, of course, of course. And look at this. It says the red flag symbolizes revolutionary socialism. The socialist movement, from its inception up to the present day, has been largely dominated by Jewish influence. In the Jewish Kabbalah, red signifies bloodshed and also justice for the Jews. So yeah, they the same people. The Jewish author and historian Arthur Koestler shows that the Jewish Khazars, from which many Jews are derived, were commonly known as the Red Jews. So yeah, okay, even up here, let me see. The color of Jewish communism is red, as indicated by such terms as red nation, red star, red square, the Russian Revolution that brought about red communism was planned and financed by Jews, and the revolutionary leaders nearly all belong to the Jewish race. So yeah, red and everything associated with red because they're Edomites. Red in the West has become a universal sign for warning or danger. Red Edom communism has proven to be a danger to the Christian West. So yeah, red is complete danger and everything. And they, associated with this, the so-called Jewish people. The color red is predominantly associated with the Jews and their activities as is with that of Esau-Edom. So yeah, they're all Edomites. They're the same people. They're basically so-called white people, so-called, Jewish people, Jewish people, the Jews, so, like I said, red Jews, so yeah, they Edomites. Also, they the same race, they the same people, because people say that, oh, the white people and the Jewish people aren't, they different. No, they the same people. They come from Edom. With the thing about it is they're yeah, they're basically the same people. The so-called Jewish people come from a tribe of Edom, Amalek, And it says Esau hated by God. It says perhaps the most unique and unusual attribute possessed by Esau-Edom is his adverse relationship with the Most High. The script reveals that God never had any love for Esau as he did with Jacob, and in fact, God hates Esau. It says, "I have loved you, Israel," says the Most High. Yet you say, "How hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother?" Says the Most High. "Yeah, I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage to waste for the dragons of the wilderness." So yeah, he hated him. The Most High hates him. So that means he hates the so-called white people and Caucasian people, and he hates some false Jews. That's God. God's hatred and anger towards Esau-Edom is not a one-time event. It's conveyed in the fact that Esau-Edom was people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. Malachi 1:14. This is no mistranslation, as the same concept is also conveyed in the New Testament, as it is written. As it is written, you mean in the Old Testament, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. So that means they lost. The so-called white man and everything, Caucasian man, even the Jewish people, they're the same people whom God hates forever. It's not racism, I mean, look at this bloodshed and everything. It was prophesied. Well, look at that. The bloodshed they did, stolen people's lands, the rape, rob, and murder, stealing people's identities, like, come on. It was destined for Jacob to get his birthright. He wanted to kill his brother, all that. So, both sides, like, I hate you, Edomites. I mean, they're red, So, that's what it means. They so-called white, I mean, they not really white. They red, these Caucasians, So yeah, they can whatever it is, they can, get mad all they want. This is the truth. But our people don't want to accept it, which they are also going to be destroyed. When Esau be destroyed, they're going to be destroyed because these people stole people's lands, Edomites. I mean, it was prophesied they was going to get people's lands, but, they did a lot of things. Killed their brother, Jacob, so-called white people, Yorb, and then there's confusion of faces too, There's a confusion of faces. There's a confusion of face, Got some Israelites that look like Edomites, if that father goes back to so-called black or Hispanic or Native people, confusion of face. But yeah, it's, they're red. It says they red. Who turns red when they get mad? So-called white people, Caucasian people, which means Caucasian means cave dweller, So-called white people and so-called Jewish people turn red, and both can't stand the sun. They get skin cancer, and then when they stand in the sun, they turn red, and they get mad. They turn red. When you smack them in the face, they turn red. So yeah, it's like I haven't thought of it before, but before I came to this, once I came into this truth, I told that even when I was halfway in the truth, I was like, what? Then I look at them, they are red. Like, man, that's why the Most High is going to destroy them. He's going to destroy these devils. These are the people that's ruling the world right now as we speak. But Esau, Edom, the so-called white people are losing their power, though. So-called white people, Jewish people, they losing their power, though. It's only a matter of time. And when that time comes, when that day comes, and the elect of Israel is going to slay them and everything, and that day comes, I mean, we can't do nothing right now, when that day comes, the elect is going to slay Esau, Edom, the Caucasian race, I just, wanted to bring this out to show who Esau, Edom was, This is a good book, too. This is a really good book. This is a really good book. And this is also a good book, too. But yeah, whether it's so-called white men call them American, French, Italian, Greek, French, Irish, British, they're all one nation, Oh, wait a minute, Slovenian, Slovakian, Serbian, Austrian, they're all Edomites. But you got some confusion of face there, especially in Italy, because in Greece probably, because Israelites, the 12 tribes of Israel, was scattered to the four corners of the earth, being a people of color, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and so-called Native American Indians. But yeah, I just want to do this quick video to show who Esau Edom was. With that, this is Amazon signing out. Shalom.